Okay, Power 4, y'all have become uncoachable. This is your girl Janine, your favorite authority on college sports, and I got beef. All right, you got D1 and Power 4 bellyaching all over the place about what's going on with the system. All that's wrong with college sports, none of it's going to get fixed because the people who want it fixed most are also the people that are unwilling to fix it the most. They're not willing to sacrifice anything to get the system fixed. So let's talk about just last week, Michigan President Domenico Grasso, I hope I have pronounced his name properly, as he was pontificating about everything wrong with college sports, coming off of the unexpected departure of former Michigan head basketball coach Dusty May when he left for the NBA. And Coach May indicated that at least part of the reason that he was leaving because of the uncertainties and pressures involving NIL and the transfer portal. That is, according to Michigan's president. Now, in that same conversation, he goes on to say that college sports are in dire need of clarity and equitable reform. All right, we all know that's the truth. Okay, but in the next sentence or the next breath, he goes on to say what's best for the Big Ten and Michigan is maintaining competitive advantage. And so neither Michigan nor the Big Ten is prepared to support the proposed legislation regarding college sports because, in their mind, it will not leave them in the best competitive advantage. Okay. So you got Syracuse, you got Louisville sounding the alarm. Louisville says we're spending too much. Louisville says, and we can't fix it by ourselves. We need the whole ecosystem to come together to fix this problem. Syracuse is missing its enrollment numbers. Lots of schools, D1 and Power 4 schools, have missed their enrollment numbers. So not enough revenue to support the increased infrastructure and expense of college sports. And so what's happening? Schools are actively cutting non-revenue and women's sports in response to budget issues at the athletics level, but also at the university level. So just since COVID and NIL, let me just run across some schools that have cut programs. Arkansas, Illinois State, Cal Poly, University of Louisiana Monroe, Washington State, Stanford, Iowa, and Michigan State. That's just a partial list. All of those schools have cut at least one sport, some multiple sports since COVID and the NIL era in 2021. And Cal Poly is a poster child for the foolishness. So what did they do? They said, we are cutting women's and men's swimming. Now, mind you, Cal Poly was already underwater, not having enough women's sports to fulfill its obligations under Title IX. So they're going to cut women's and men's swimming. But Cal Poly says, if you raise $15 million swimming, we will keep the program. So they go on and are able to raise roughly $10 million, which is not $15 million, and they cut the program. What happened to the $10 million? Did y'all give it back? Or did y'all keep it? So Cal Poly just being shady. And so they've come along and put some additional women's sports in place because they were already underwater on women's sports in Title IX. Now, we got to decide how we're going to treat this. So, you want help so long as it costs you nothing. And so the whole set of comments from the Michigan president, yeah, we need help, but we're not prepared to sacrifice anything to get it. Okay. You can't on one hand say you want help and be prepared not to offer anything to get that help. If you got to get all the help you need and not sacrifice anything, that doesn't work. That's number one. Number two, you want to pay coaches outrageous sums of money to coach and equally outrageous sums of money to not coach when you're done with them and you want them to go sit on the couch and just earn money off of you while they do nothing. Number three, You want to complain about an unmanaged system when the lack of management is directly related to the member institutions in the NCAA not following its own rules. And the number one thing that you learn as an athlete is that you must be coachable and you must play as a team. But Power 4 has simply become uncoachable. Uncoachable. And they will not play as a team. Louisville is saying, to fix this problem, we all got to work together. Michigan's saying, I ain't working with none of y'all if it's going to cost me something. What y'all want? Okay. So you get what you get. You get the consequences of your choices. So today, I am not in the mood to hear from any Power 4 program belly aching about the money they're spending on college athletes, the money athletics is costing, when y'all will do nothing to sacrifice to save your own system. You get what you get. And right now, NCAA, Power 4 schools, you getting what you get because you're not prepared to do anything to make the system work better for everybody. We'll see how that goes. Hope it works out for you. Let me know what you think.